Welcome back to another class on Evean Hazaer Halacha series. We are in Siman Aleph and Halacha Yud, in the Pitchit Tishu and Ot Tetvav, in the Berheitav and Ot Chav Aleph. This will be part 12D of the Shi'ur. Today we want to continue with the question we asked in the previous class regarding a rich man's son getting married to a Jewish maidservant. And now he wants to take his word back. He doesn't want to marry her. Can he go ahead and remarry another woman? Now, in the previous class, we brought down all the opinions that hold that by the Arusa, there is the Cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom. And some opinions held that by the Arusa, there's no Cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom. Today, we want to see how we'll see that there's two poskim that argue on each other in this situation that are going to say he's allowed to go ahead and get remarried. And some are going to say he's not allowed to go ahead and get remarried. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to weigh their opinion. The Berheitav begins. Ben Ashir, the son of a rich man, Shikidesh Bitula Achat, Shivcha Ivrit, he went and he did the first stage of the marriage, which was the Kiddushin. He gave her the ring. He said, Hare ad mikudesh li betabat zo, kidat Moshe Yisrael. It was a Jewish maidservant, Shebebayit, which was in his house, Lifnei Ha'idim, before the witnesses. So let me read that one more time. Ben Ashir Shekadesh Bitul Achaz Shivcha Ivri Shebebayit Lifnei Ha'idim. A rich man's son went ahead and he did Kiddushin to one virgin who was a maidservant, a Jewish maidservant in the house, and he did the Kiddushin in front of witnesses. And afterwards, he regretted it. Right over here we have, son of a rich person, did Kiddushin to a Jewish maidservant before the witnesses, and then he regretted. Now he regrets it. וגם אביו ובני משפחתו מוחים בדבר שלא להכניסה לנישואין. So too the father and the family are giving him problems, meaning they're protesting against him that he shouldn't do the second stage process of marriage, which is the nisu'in. Now, what's the problem? Divorce the bitula. Divorce the bitula, divorce this arusa that he married, this maidservant. Let him go ahead and let him divorce her. But the problem is, he says, "Va'bitula eino rotza lekabel get." The virgin, she does not want to accept the divorce. The Jewish maidservant does not want to receive the get. Verotze lisa'acher. Now, this rich man's son, he wants to go ahead and marry another woman. Are we going to allow him or are we not going to allow him? Im yesh lemonoa machmat cherem Rabbeinu Gershom. Should we refrain him from getting married to another woman because of the cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom? Now this is, Rabotai, why you have to know the names and the dates to be able to see which way to go. Comes the Berheitav and he says, Pasak Shvut Yaakov Chelik Bet, Siman Kuf Yud Bet. The Shvut Yaakov, you remember in the previous class, we spoke about the Shvut Yaakov. Let's see over here. The Shvut Yaakov, Rabbi Yaakov Reisher, 1661 to 1733, he's going to tell you, don't worry about it. Pasak Shvut Yaakov Chalak Bet, Siman Kuf Yud Bet, De'en lemono machmat cherem Rabbeinu Gershom. Do not refrain, meaning do not hold him back from getting married because of the cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom. It's not a problem because the Shvut Yaakov held, by the Arusa, there's no cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom. Let him go ahead and get married to the other girl that he wants to. The Ba'arusa lo hichrim, because by the Arusa, the cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom is not applicable. However, he says, Ulefi divrei Chacham Tzvi, but according to the words of the Chacham Tzvi, Rabbi Tzvi Hirsch Ashkenazi, 1656, 1718. If you pay close attention, look how close it is. Look at the 1656. He's a few years earlier than the Shvut Yaakov. So it comes out of 1656, 1661. They're actually both, wow. they're actually both in the early Achronim, but meaning in the later Achronim section over here, and in the class. Basically, they're Achronim. They're arguing on each other. Wow. Okay. So he says over here, but according to the opinion of Chacham Tzvi, Hanichtav La'el that we wrote above, which I just showed you right now, Shecholek alav, that he argues on the Shud Yaakov, Upasak, and he made a Psak Halacha, the Ba'arusa Nami Hikrim Rabbeinu Gershom, that by the Arusa he also made the Cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom, meaning the Chacham Tzvi. He says that the Rabbeinu Gershom's Cherem was not only on a married woman, it was even going on a Arusa. If that is the case, he writes over here, Yesh limno'o. So therefore we have to go ahead and we have to hold him back from getting married. So according to, we're going to go like this. So we're going like this. The question was, can he marry another girl? The answer is going to be, according to the Shud Yaakov, yes, he's allowed to go ahead and get married. Why? Because the Shud Yaakov holds, by the Arusa, there is no Cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom. Chacham Tzvi is going to tell you no. Why? Because he holds that the Cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom is also applicable to the Arusa, not only to a married woman, but also to an Arusa. Now, Rabotai, we see over here that this is a very big machloket amongst them too. In this situation, they would have to ask a rabbi, a Psak Halacha, and they have to see if there's more weight, or if there's more reasons to why he could go ahead and use the leniency of the Shud Yaakov to allow him to get married. So let's just do this one more time. But I want to just show you something. If I would have seen, I'll put it to you like this. In my humble opinion, I want to explain to you how this works. If I would have seen, let's just say, if I would have seen maybe other poskim argue, or maybe if I'm going to find other poskim that will say yes, but they're earlier, maybe we could tilt towards them. What do I mean? Let's say like this. Let's say let's do this. That's a problem. That's a very big problem. Let me see something. You see, the problem over here would be, I can't just go with the Shulchan Aruch over here, because the Shulchan Aruch clearly says yes. If we're dealing with the Sephardi, if I'm dealing with if that rich man is the son of a rich Sephardi guy, okay, I could understand. I could say, okay, good, the Shud Yaakov, you have the Shulchan Aruch, I'm going to tell him that he's allowed to get married, because you also have the Shulchan Aruch on your side. Also by the Shud Yaakov, I'll tell you, you also have the Ramah on your side, but over here, by the Chacham Tzvi, you also have the Ramah on your side. Let's say if we're dealing with the son who's the son is from an Ashkenazic lineage, let's say like that. And I'm just going to give you an example. If the Shud Yaakov would say yes, and the Chacham Tzvi would say no, and the Maharil, Rav Yaakov Halevi Ben Moshe Molin would say no, then you would tilt towards with the Maharil. Why? Because he's 1363 till 1427, he's a Rishon. Rishonim, they have much more weight than Achronim. So I'll put it like this, Rabotai. The later Achronim, their words are important. Of course, whatever they say is important. But the classical Achronim, their words have more weight than the later Achronim. The earlier Achronim have more weight than the classic Achronim. The Rishonim have more weight than the earlier Achronim. So that's why you would have to see who else will hold, like the Shud Yaakov or like Chacham Tzvi, to be able to tell me. The problem over here is that they're very close in years. Chacham Tzvi is 1656 till 1718. Shud Yaakov 1661 till 1733. They're both in the early Achronim period. So it's going to be very hard to decide. Depends, Rabotai. Again, I'll tell you like this. The way we've been learning the Turi Zahav and the other Behetivs, where they want to learn that the Ramah, really, the Ramah also holds that by the Arusa, there is a Cherem. In this situation, we would, still with the Chacham Tzvi, we would not allow him to get married. Again, but you have the Shud Yaakov. So you would have to really go ahead and weigh out the situation. And that's what he's telling you. What is he telling you over here, Rabotai? He says over here, number one, he regrets it. Number two, she doesn't want to accept the get. Because remember, not only do you have the Cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom on a woman when it comes to marriage, but you also have the Cherem of Rabbeinu Gershom that you're not allowed to divorce a woman against her will by the Ashkenazim, not by the Sephardim. So it's not so posh, and plus the father is against it, the family is against it, plus it's not going to be covered. Again, there's room, you could tilt towards the Shud Yaakov or the Chacham Tzvi. In any event, Rabotai, all the time when you have this kind of machlokets, please, Rabotai, refer back to your local rabbi and let him look at the machlokes. Every situation has to be dealt accordingly and pay close attention. The Berheitev didn't tell us what the halacha is or who the halacha is going like. All the Berheitev said that the Chacham Tzvi says it's asur, the Shud Yaakov says it's mutar. Alright, so let's just do this review and we'll conclude with this piece and then we'll move on to the next piece. We began saying, son of a rich person did kiddushin to a Jewish maidservant. Before witnesses, now he regrets it. The father, the family giving him a problem. Now, the Jewish maidservant does not want to receive the get. Can he marry another girl? Shvud Yaakov, yes. Chacham Tzvi, no. Okay, Rabotai, we're going to conclude with this. We'll move on to the next piece. B'lineda be'ezrat Hashem. Have a great day.